Hi, I'm Bridget and welcome back to day 11 of our 30 days of 10-minute yoga challenge. So we're going to get started today in our downward facing dog. So let's move straight into it. We're going to come to our tabletop first and then walk the hands forward an inch or two. We're going to curl the toes under and press to lift the hips towards the top back corner of the room. Find a little bit of movement when you get there, so pedaling the feet. Dropping one heel and then the other, breathing into the backs of the legs, really pressing the chest down towards the tops of the thighs, so nice and strong, nice and long through the arms, nice and active through the core. Finding the breath while you're here, taking a nice deep breath in through the nose, and exhale, maybe letting it out through the mouth. Give the knees a nice generous bend. And then we'll find a moment of stillness here in our downward facing dog. And then from here, we're going to find our three-legged dog. So we're going to drop the left heel down towards our mat. Inhale, lift that right foot up towards the sky into our three-legged dog. On an exhale, let's squeeze that knee in towards the chest, coming into almost like your plank, but we're squeezing that knee in towards the chest. Inhale, we come back to our three-legged dog, and exhale, draw that knee in towards the chest. And we'll take two more just like that. Exhale, we bring that knee in towards the chest. And last one, draw that knee in towards the chest, pressing away with the arms, and we step that right foot forward between the hands. We find our lunge. So opening up through heart space here, so maybe coming up onto the fingertips so you can find a little bit of space through the chest, squeezing the shoulders back, nice and long through the neck. And then we're going to power up through the legs here. Start to lift the hands away from our mat. We come to our high lunge. So reaching the hands up towards the sky. Nice generous bend into that right knee. Find the breath. Powering up through the legs. And then on an exhale, we'll pivot on that left foot. So turn the outside edge of that left foot parallel with the short edge of our mat. We keep that nice bend into the right knee and then send the arms out long to either side. Find the breath again here. Check in with the hips. Make sure that you're not crashing into the lower back. So almost pressing the hips forward and then opening up through that right knee. And then from here, we're going to find our extended side angle. So we're going to bring the right knee to the right elbow to the right knee. I think I say that every time. And then reaching over towards the right side with the left fingertips. Pressing the hips forward here, pressing down into that left foot. Maybe looking up. And then we're going to make our way into our triangle pose. So we're going to start to straighten through that left leg and then drop the right fingertips down towards the mat, reaching up towards the sky now with that left hand. And you can either rest that right hand on your shin, right fingertips down on the mat, or you can even hover the fingertips away from your mat, really powering up through the core. Find the breath. And then when you're ready, we're going to cartwheel the arms, bring that bend back into the right knee. We're going to frame that right foot with the hands and then step it back into our plank, holding here for a breath. And then shifting the weight forward on the hands, we're going to lower halfway, hugging the elbows in towards the body for our chaturanga. Flip onto the tops of the feet and then press through the arms to open up through heart space. We find our upward facing dog. On an exhale, we're going to roll those toes under and press the hips back into our downward facing dog. So again, find a little bit of movement here. Stretching into the backs of the legs, press that chest towards the tops of the thighs, nice bend in the knees. And then find stillness for a moment. And then when you're ready to take it to the other side, we're going to ground down through the right heel this time. Inhale, reaching up with the left foot, we find our three-legged dog. On an exhale, we're going to shift the weight forward onto the hands and hug that left knee in towards the chest, pressing away with the arms. Inhale to three-legged dog, and then we're going to take 3 more just like that. Exhale that left knee in towards the chest. Inhale, moving with the breath, three-legged dog. 2 more. Exhale, draw the knee in towards the chest. And inhale back to our three-legged dog. Last one. Exhale, we draw that knee in towards the chest, press away with the arms, and we step that left foot forward between the hands. Find your lunge. So coming up onto the fingertips, you might need to adjust that back leg to make it more comfortable. Open up through heart space. We squeeze the shoulder blades back and then power up through the legs, power up through the core. Here we're going to start to lift the fingertips away from our mat and make our way up into our high lunge. Reaching the hands up towards the sky. Nice generous bend into that left knee this time. Find the breath. Again, check in with the lower back here. If it feels like you're crashing into the lower back, you might just need to bend into that back knee a little bit more so that you can flatten out. From here, we'll find our warrior 2. So pivot on that right foot, turn the outside edge of that right foot parallel with the short edge of our mat. Nice bend into that left knee. Reaching out nice and long to either side with the arms. And then we'll make our way into our extended side angle. So we'll drop the right elbow to the, did I say right elbow? Left elbow to left knee, and then reach over towards the left side with the right arm. Find the breath here. Pressing the hips forward, press down into that right foot. And then we'll make our way into our triangle pose. So we'll start to straighten through that left leg as we drop the left fingertips down and reach the right hand up towards the sky. So again, you can let those left fingertips rest on your mat. Bring the left hand to the left shin, or you can hover the left hand above your mat. Nice and active through the core. Maybe looking up. We're still pressing those hips forward. Draw that right shoulder back. And then let's start to bend back into that left knee. We bring both hands down to frame that left foot this time, and then step the left foot back to meet the right. Find your plank pose. Take a nice deep breath here. And then on an exhale, shift the weight forward. We lower down halfway, hug the elbows in towards the body, flip onto the tops of the feet and straighten through the arms, press the chest forward. We're drawing those knees away from the mat. And then we roll over the toes to press the hips back. We find our downward facing dog. Find the breath here, find a little bit of movement. Breathe into the backs of the legs, press the chest towards the legs. Nice and long through the arms. And then we find stillness for a moment. And then when you're ready, we'll drop the knees down towards our mat and we'll find our child's pose. So we'll keep the knees together for this one. Bring the big toes together and then sink the hips back down towards the heels. You can either keep the arms out long in front of you, otherwise they're going to bring them palms facing up. Just resting beside the body. Letting the shoulders get really heavy here. Letting the breath begin to return to normal. Closing down the eyes. Enjoying this moment of stillness. Checking in with the body. Checking in with how you feel. Just noticing. And then letting it go.
From here, you can either add onto your practice. You might like to make your way into your Shavasana. Otherwise, we're going to close our practice together today in seated. So when you're ready, we're going to make our way to a nice, comfortable seated position. Whatever feels most comfortable for you. And we'll close down the eyes, getting nice and tall through the spine. Taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. And exhale, let it out through the nose. Let the shoulders melt away from the ears. And then we'll close our practice by taking a nice deep breath together. So inhaling the hands up and overhead, bringing the palms together, and then exhaling the hands down to heart space, bowing through the head. The light in me recognizes and honors the light in you. Namaste.